boys and girls, it's Miss Kelly. I'd like to welcome you to our first video of the All About the Author series. Today we're going to be discussing Julia Donaldson. Julia Donaldson has written over 31 titles. Here are some of the titles that she's written.
Adorable. Charlie Cook's favorite book. The Giant Jumperee. Superworm. The spiffiest giant in town. Where's my mom? Zog and the Flying Doctors. The Gruffalo. What the Ladybug Heard.
Wow, that's a lot of books, and it's only some of the titles that she's written. Julia Donaldson has led a very interesting life. She was born in London, England, into a very big Victorian house, and she lived there with her mom, her dad, her grandma, her sister Mary, and their cat Geoffrey. She and Mary used to fight over who was going to marry Geoffrey, the cat, because they thought he was a prince. That's pretty silly, but it shows that even as a young girl, she had a great imagination. Later on as an adult, Julia Donaldson wrote for television shows, and she also wrote songs. Her first book was actually a book version of one of her songs. It's pretty cool. Today, we're going to read two stories that she's written. The first one is going to be What the Ladybug Heard. Let's see what the ladybug heard. I'm curious.
What the Ladybug Heard by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Lydia Monks. Once upon a farm there lived a fat red hen, a duck in a pond, and a goose in a pen, a woolly sheep, a hairy hog, a handsome horse, and a dainty dog, a fine prize cow, two cats that purred, and a ladybug who never said a word. And the cow said moo, and the hen said cluck, hiss, said the goose, and quack, said the duck. Nay, said the horse. Oink, said the hog. Baa, said the sheep. Woof, said the dog. And one cat meowed, while the other one purred. And the ladybug never said a word. But the ladybug saw, and the ladybug heard. She saw two men in a big black van, with a map and a key and a cunning plan. And she heard them whisper, "This is how we're going to steal the fine prize cow." Open the gate in the dead of night, past the horse, and then turn right. Round the duck pond, past the hog. Be careful not to wake the dog. Left past the sheep, then straight ahead, and in through the door of the prize cow's shed. Then help was the ladybug's very first word. Then gather round were the second and third. And she told the animals, "This is how two thieves are planning to steal the cow. They'll open the gate in the dead of night, past the horse, and then turn right. Round the duck pond, past the hog. Be careful not to wake the dog. Left past the sheep, then straight ahead, and in through the door of the prize cow's shed." And the cow said moo, and the hen said cluck, hiss, said the goose, and quack, said the duck. Nay, said the horse. Oink, said the hog. Baa, said the sheep. Woof, said the dog. And both cats began to meow. "We can't let them steal a fine prize cow." But the ladybug told them not to fear, and she whispered her plan into every ear. In the dead of night, the two bad men, Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len, opened the gate while the farmer slept, and tiptoed onto the farm they crept. Then the goose said "Nay" with all her might, and Len said, "That's the horse, turn right." And the dainty dog began to quack. "The duck," said Hugh, "we're on the right track." "Oink," said the cats. "There goes the hog, be careful not to wake the dog." "Baa, baa, baa," said the fat red hen. "The sheep, we're nearly there," said Len. Then the ducks on the pond said, "Moo, moo, moo." "2 more steps to go," said Hugh. And they both stepped into the duck pond. Splosh! And the farmer woke and said, "Golly gosh!" And he called the cops, and they caught the men, Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len. Then the cow said, "Moo," and the hen said, "Cluck." "Hiss," said the goose, and "Quack," said the duck. "Neigh," said the horse. "Oink," said the hog. "Baa," said the sheep. "Woof," said the dog. And the farmer cheered, and both cats purred. But the ladybug never said a word.
That farmer was sure lucky to have the ladybug living on his farm. She saved the horse. She's a real hero. The next story we're going to read is called The Gruffalo, and it's based on a Chinese folklore. Let's see what happens in this exciting story.
The Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. A mouse took a stroll through the deep dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse?" "Come and have lunch in my underground house." "It's terribly kind of you, fox, but no, I'm going to have lunch with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo, mouse? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo, fox? I'm surprised you don't know. He has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here by these rocks, and his favorite food is roasted fox." "Roasted what? Oh my," Fox said. "Goodbye, little mouse," and away he sped. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a Gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse?" "Join me for tea in my treetop house." "It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no, I'm going to have tea with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo, mouse? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo, owl? I'm surprised you don't know. He has knobbly knees and turned out toes, and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here by the stream, and his favorite food is owl ice cream." "Owl ice cream? To-wit, to-whoo! Goodbye, little mouse," and away owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a Gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. A snake saw mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse?" "Come for a feast in my log pile house." "It's wonderfully good of you, snake, but no, I'm having a feast with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo, mouse? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo, snake? I'm surprised you don't know. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black, sharp purple prickles cover his back." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here by this lake, and his favorite food is scrambled snake." "Scrambled snake, it's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse," and away snake slid. Silly old snake, doesn't he know there is no such thing as a Gruffalo? Oh, but what is this creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth in its terrible jaws? Are those knobbly knees and turned out toes? Is that a poisonous wart at the end of its nose? Are those eyes orange and his tongue is black? Do sharp purple prickles cover its back? Oh yes, oh no, a Gruffalo!
"My favorite food," the Gruffalo said. "You'll taste good on a slice of bread."
"Good?" said the mouse. "Don't call me good. I'm the scariest creature in this deep dark wood. Just walk behind me and soon you'll see everyone for miles is afraid of me."
"Oh, sure," said the Gruffalo,
bursting with laughter.
"You'll lead the way and I'll follow after."
They hadn't walked far when the Gruffalo said,
"I hear a slither in the grass ahead."
"It's Snake," said Mouse. "Why, Snake, hello." Snake stared hard at the Gruffalo. "Oh, shivers," hissed Snake. "Goodbye, little mouse," and slid right into his log pile house. "You see," said Mouse, "I told you so."
Hard to believe,
said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said,
I hear hooting in the trees ahead.
"It's Owl," said Mouse. "Why, Owl, hello." Owl stared hard at the Gruffalo. "Boo-hoo!" screeched Owl. "Goodbye, little mouse," and flew right up to his treetop house. "You see," said the Mouse, "I told you so."
You may be right,
said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said,
I hear paws on the path ahead.
"It's Fox," said Mouse. "Why, Fox, hello." Fox stared hard at the Gruffalo. "Oh, help!" barked Fox. "Goodbye, little mouse," and scampered into his underground house. "Well, Gruffalo," said Mouse, "don't you agree? Everyone in the wood is afraid of me. Now my tummy is beginning to rumble, and my favorite food is Gruffalo crumble."
Gruffalo crumble,
the Gruffalo said, and quick as the wind he turned and fled. Then all was quiet in the deep dark wood. The mouse found a nut, and the nut was good. The end.
That was one smart mouse. He fooled all of the animals and the Gruffalo. Now we're going to go and look at the crafts that you might have received from the library. If you didn't receive these crafts, it's okay. I'm sure that you can come up with crafts to do on your own. Maybe draw a picture of the Gruffalo or the Ladybug saving the horse. But if you did receive a kit, here's how we're going to make our crafts today.
To make the Ladybug, you'll need 1 black head, 2 eyes, 2 pipe cleaners, the black body, 2 red wings, and of course, polka dots for the wings. The first thing you're going to do is glue the head to the body. You can use glue or paste, whatever your grown-up says is best. Next, you'll flip the body and head over and glue the wings on. You might want to do this at a little bit of an angle like I have so you can see the body underneath. Now it's time to glue on those polka dots. You can put them anywhere you want. Our Ladybug needs eyes, so you can just take the eye stickers and put them on. The next part's a little harder. You're going to flip your Ladybug over and just set it to the side for now. Next, with the help of your grown-up, you're going to curl down the top of the pipe cleaners. Be careful, there's wires inside that can hurt your fingers. Last but not least, you're going to glue your pipe cleaners to your Ladybug's head. I also put a little tape here to help hold them down. There you have it, your very own Ladybug. Next, let's make a Gruffalo. For your Gruffalo, you have 2 brown ears, 2 white horns, a white mouth, yellow eyes and black pupils, brown tissue paper for hair, and 1 paper plate for his head. Your first step is to flip your paper plate over so you're seeing the back. Then glue down your horns at the top. Again, I used a little tape to help hold them down. Next, you'll do the same thing for his ears. I put mine out to the side. I glue them down, then put a little tape on them to hold them where they are. Next, let's put our eyes together. Glue 1 small black dot to each yellow circle. Next, we're going to put his fur on. On the front of your paper plate, place some glue. Then put the brown tissue paper on top of that. I worked in sections to make it a little bit easier. First the top, then the middle, then the bottom, until it looked just like this. Now it's time to give him some eyes. Flip your eyes over so the black dots are facing down and put some glue on the back. Decide where you want his eyes to go and then put them down on his face. Last but not least, put some glue on the mouth and then adhere it to his face. And look, your very own Gruffalo.
Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed all about the author, Julia Donaldson, and I hope to see you next month.